Welcome to FlappyBird Lesson 5. In the previous video, we discussed and explored how to do a game over situation, which was anytime we hit the pipes or the bar, the game was over. So in this video, we're going to see how we can kind of actually, win the game. Even though there is no real final win scenario, we just kind of keep playing until we die. Because again, the pipes keep getting faster. At some point, you will collide with the pipe. So in doing that, we're also going to explore how we can kind of recycle the pipes and the coin so that we can make this into an endless game. So let's get to it. So let's review what we have. And I'm going to play it. But really what I want you to focus on is this part, because this is a new addition. And I'm not going to live code it. I'm just going to review the code that's responsible for this. So we have an extra coin here with a little bit of text so that every time we collect the coin, it's going to pop up in the corner. So let's see how we made this happen. So I'm reusing the same animation for the ring, but I create another variable. So this variable is strictly just for that little corner scoring ring. Again, it does nothing else than just looks nice. So we pretty much do the same thing. We change the frame rate, we reposition it. So if you recall, the left side of the screen is 0. So if I make it 40, it's pretty much on the left side. And you're familiar with this already because we did something similar like this with the bar, where we position it from the bottom minus a little bit. So that got us the ring animating. And this is a font. Which you practice in Zombie Thanksgiving, just to make it, a bigger font, different font style, and then the color of the letters with a background of a shadow of black. When we go into the main loop, we draw the ring, and we did a little game.drawText with a little string interpolation of the game.score and some position just to get it to slightly to the right of the ring. All right, so this is all nice and dandy, but we aren't keeping score yet. And that's the first thing we're going to track. So similar to us colliding with the bar, we have to check for a collision with the ring. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to say bird dot collided with ring. And if the bird did collide with the ring, let's increase the score. Seems pretty obvious. All right, so let's test it out. All right, so you'll notice something about the score. It went up by a lot. It went up by a lot because we were constantly colliding with the ring. So a technique to solve that is simply make the ring go away. So we could change the visibility property. Every sprite, every animation has a visible property, a visible variable. That is true by default. So if we simply change it to false, we won't see the ring anymore. And the way the collided with works is that if something's not visible, it doesn't matter. It will not collide with it. So let's see if that solved our problem of the score. That it only increases once as we collect one ring. All right, good. So there we go. We got kind of like the game going. So we collected a ring, pipe went off, and nothing else is coming on because we haven't set up another set of pipes. Now, some students might suggest, well, why don't we just create a bunch of pipes, a bunch of different variables? You could, but the better solution here is kind of to fake the player out. Why don't we just simply reuse the ring that has gone off the screen and the pipes that have gone off the screen and just reposition it back to the beginning. Instead of creating 20 different rings with 20 different pipes. So even though the ring is invisible because we've collided with it now, it's actually still moving. It's just that the collision won't be affected because it's not visible. So because it's still moving, we can check to see if the ring's x is less than 0. Because if you recall, the left side of the screen has an x value of 0, and everything over here is negative. And that's what we're checking here, that if the ring's x is negative, we can recycle the picture. And I'm actually going to copy some code here, because essentially what we want to do is the exact same thing we did here. We want to reposition the ring off the right side of the screen and give it a random y. We are going to add an extra bit though, a little bit of challenge to the game. So every time we recycle a ring, we're going to make it go faster. Now the other thing we have to be careful if we don't, if we forget to do it is that, remember, we've turned the ring off. It's not visible because we collided with it. But now we want to make it back to true so we can see it again. And then collide with it again and get another set of rings to collect. So let's try this out. All right, so here we're colliding with the ring. The ring is false. The visibility is false. The ring is off the screen. And now we got another set of pipes. So you might notice it might seem like the pipes don't quite go all the way off the screen. At this one, I'm just kind of playing, see how far I can get. But as you can see, the pipes are getting faster, which is why there's a guarantee. At some point, you're not going to be able to keep up with it, and you will crash. So I got up to 16 right now. I could probably get up a little higher if I wasn't talking. So let's go back to our code. And what we could do, if you kind of feel like the pipes haven't gone completely off the screen, we could make it be something like, let's say, 20. So if the ring goes off the screen, 20 more off, the negative 20 range, then we go ahead and recycle it. And if you feel like the pipes were too soon on the screen, then we could also push this on the other side. So we could add another buffer of 20 on this side. And there we have it. So I'm actually going to conclude the video here instead of going back to the presentation like I normally do. But we're talking about collecting coins, scoring, checking position, recycling. But I want to emphasize the code that we wrote to do this. So here's the scoring situation. This is how we're able to kind of collect the coins, increase the score. And this is how we were able to kind of recycle the image to kind of create this endless game. Right? So hopefully you enjoy it. There was a lot of code. Please don't forget about adding this extra part, which I didn't live code with you, but it is necessary. The idea of the scoring ring, the scoring font, drawing the ring, and also drawing the score. So enjoy.